Well, what I thought should have been done if proper training has been given out to the vigilante groups, what the proper thing should have been for them to arrest those people on ground of suspicion that they are kidnappers and handed over to the Nigerian police for proper investigation and perhaps prosecution. If they don't have confidence in the police, they could have, as well as taking them to the Nigerian military base in anywhere around either Uromi or in Benin City. Because, you know, that's why I always warned that we should not demonize our democratic institutions. We should stop this demonization. Oh, the judiciary is corrupt. Oh, the police is corrupt. So if you already presumed that handing over these suspects to the Nigerian police will not serve the cause of justice, then you will not want to take them there. And that's why we see all over, particularly in Lagos, where people carry out jungle justice. They just put tire around anybody that is suspected to be thief and burn them because they have lost faith in the state actors. And that is why the state actors themselves must do the needful to rebuild people's trust and confidence in their policies, programs, in their ways of handling issues. I recall that in Lagos, very recently, just last month, one young man was hit by a woman somewhere in the island. And from what we read, the lady refused to carry the victim whom she has hit to the police, to the hospital. And, you know, eventually this guy died. Now, people are of the opinion that police should have slapped a manslaughter, you know, charge on that lady because if she has not hit the guy who was on a bicycle, from what I heard, perhaps he would not have died. But what Nigerians have been treated to is that this woman was now slammed with charge of reckless driving. And so people said, this is not fair on the dead. If somebody is responsible for the cause of death of another person, ordinarily, you know, on the surface of it, you would think the best thing would be for police to slam manslaughter on the woman. Yes, she didn't intentionally kill the guy, but for that accident, the guy would not have died. But the police decided to now charge the woman with manslaughter. That does not inspire people's confidence in the Nigerian police. I'm just using that as an instance. That's not what is under discussion here. But what I'm saying is that the Nigerian police, the Nigerian military must have better civil-military relationship, must have better police-civilian relationship, and there must be proper training of our vigilante groups. I recall that people from northern Nigeria had been arrested somewhere in Ondo for moving en masse in trucks down to southwest, and they were stopped. And the Hausa community in Ondo State were called, and the Amotekun call said these people cannot be allowed to proceed to wherever they are going because they don't have any forwarding address. They were with some charms and cutlasses and guns, and they said they were going on hunting expedition. So the Amotekun call in Ondo State simply asked them to go back to wherever they are coming from. That is a more civilized way to deal with issues of, you know, when you have a suspicious, you have some people arrested on suspicion that they are criminals. You don't take laws into your hands. But like I said, the Nigerian police must also inspire people's confidence that they don't and they won't connive with the criminals to allow them to escape justice. Because what many people will say, particularly ordinary citizens, is that, oh, if we take these people to the Nigerian police, they will induce them and release them. And then that will be the end of the matter. So I believe it's the failure of the Nigerian policing system to inspire people's confidence or maybe to explain certain things that are unclear to ordinary citizens like us about the policy and procedures of Nigerian policing system. Maybe that's why many ordinary citizens does not have confidence in the Nigerian police. Maybe proper education of the citizens will make them to say, okay, it's not like we release these people. Maybe it's the court that says, oh, the offense is bailable and they are released on bail, or that, you know, there is no diligent prosecution, or that there are no witnesses. But until you explain and make sure that people have confidence in your policies, in your procedures, in your modus operandi, there will always be this suspicion that the policing system is not to be trusted. I don't believe they are not to be trusted, but ordinary citizens perhaps have that notion that the Nigerian policing system cannot be trusted because previous, you know, arrests that were made and then the suspect taken to the police were released either on bail or they were let go, and then that's the end of the matter. So, and I think the Uromi killings also call for proper tightening of security. The state actors must rise to the occasion. The paucity, the death of Nigeria, sufficient number of policemen and women to ensure proper security, perhaps is also what has led us to a situation where every community now have to rely on vigilante to protect them from marauders. So Nigerian police have to redouble its efforts. We need to recruit more operatives, both police and military, so that the forest and even the highways can be properly policed, and then we can put out the bad boys from making life difficult and miserable for ordinary citizens.